with the outbreak of the Cold War. There was great anxiety and dread fostered by our bitter military and outer space rivalry with the Soviet Union. Looming over all of us was the threat of thermonuclear destruction.
One of the themes of post-war culture is that we have unleashed the atom. And the world and what we can do to the world and to other people in the world is far beyond anything normal. And I think because of that, there is this huge sense of a force much more powerful than we are, that we fear, that maybe we trust, that we have hopes for, and it is so easy to put all of those feelings, not into a human being, because humans are so small, but into something from outer space.
The Cold War also ushered in an era of hush-hush programs to develop high-flying reconnaissance craft and stealth fighters and bombers. Many believe top-secret tests of these incredible new technologies account for many UFO sightings.
In the early days of aerodynamic experimentation, there have been an almost infinite variety of shapes that have been tested. Some of those things have actually become airborne. Some of them have probably traveled around quite a lot, either under their own power or perhaps even as gliders, so that they would have moved in ways that were not considered normal by casual observers. It would be very easy for them to be interpreted as not of terrestrial origin.
The aircraft responsible for the greatest number of UFO mix-ups are the various generations of stealth bombers, fighters, and reconnaissance planes. Civilians aren't used to seeing oddly shaped aircraft performing strange maneuvers at 5 times the speed of sound.
I can remember several times being in the desert on some projects and getting off a shift and going to like a convenience store or something like that, and all of a sudden one of the airplanes will fly over that you were working on that nobody else knows about, and you hear some of the reactions like, what was that? Is that a UFO?
Highly confidential advanced projects such as stealth aircraft and who knows what else are a murky area of the military and aerospace industry known as black ops. Ironically, the public's belief in UFOs may work to the advantage of these clandestine operations.
The Pentagon itself will not confirm or deny the existence of UFOs because it helps them in covering up some of their top secret projects. The Air Force Base might get some phone calls from, concerned citizens wondering what just flew over. And the Air Force would probably play a little stupid, saying, yes, ma'am, where did you see it at? What's your name, your address, that kind of thing. What did you think it was? And then hang up the phone and it just laugh like hell. One of my duties for this company while I was out there, whenever they would conduct tests, I would do what was called diversionary tactics or countermeasures. Well, actually, they made all different kinds of, these flying models or kites that we called them, but they were not like any kites that we saw when we were kids. It really makes me laugh to this day because now I see a lot of footage in some of these UFO documentaries of these white lights flying up in the sky. People are swearing that they see UFOs, but actually they're not. They're these guys down there with these big fishing poles waving these kites up in the sky, going back and forth.
Even if some of the sightings are of advanced U.S. military aerospace designs, the most fervent UFO adherents maintain that we cribbed the technology from the observation and recovery of alien spacecraft. Ed Levy thinks otherwise.
I've heard a lot of speculation about a human being just couldn't do that. And in that sense, someone saying that is absolutely right. A human being could not possibly do it. It takes at first hundreds and ultimately thousands of people, each possessing a little piece of specialized knowledge, all working in concert to develop these real exotic pieces of hardware.
As impressive as these feats of technology and sophisticated ingenuity are, they still can't hold a candle to the exotic knowledge required to span the cosmos. If other civilizations are visiting us, And if we are to have any hope of